My son's teacher attempted to force me to invite 72 people to his birthday party because of classroom rules. I received the call at 3 p.m. on a Wednesday. Mrs. Sterling introduced herself as Leo's teacher and asked if I knew he was distributing invitations. I replied, yes, he's turning 7 soon and invited 4 of his closest classmates. There was a long pause. Then she said, I'm calling because of a school policy you may be unaware of. If students invite classmates to outside events, they must invite the entire class. I laughed, thinking it was a joke. When she didn't join in, I said, wait, you're serious? This is at my house, not the school. I can invite whoever I want. She launched into a lecture about inclusion and hurt feelings. I told her, look, I understand, but there are 25 kids in that class. Like, if their parents come, that's 50 people minimum. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. That's just not realistic. She wouldn't budge. Mr. Vance, this policy exists for a reason. Excluded children experience significant distress. I asked her if Leo invited kids from other classes, which he had. Do I need to invite those entire classes as well? Because that's another 50 kids. She replied, those students aren't under my supervision, but Leo's classmates are, and this is my rule for my classroom. That's when I got annoyed. Your supervision ends at 3:15. This party is on a Saturday at my place. You don't make rules for my home. She actually raised her voice. If it involves my students and classroom dynamics, then yes, I have authority. We argued for 5 minutes. She kept citing her 15 years of experience and professional judgment. Finally, I snapped, lady, you're too used to bossing around 6-year-olds. Your little kingdom ends when that bell rings. You don't get to extend your authority into people's living rooms. She threatened to document this as exclusionary behavior on Leo's record and hinted it would affect his class participation. I hung up furious. But then I had an idea. The next morning, I walked into the school with a box. I asked for a meeting with Mrs. Sterling and the principal. In the office, I handed Mrs. Sterling the box and said, you're right about inclusion. I'm inviting everyone. I had printed 72 invitations, 1 for every kid in the 1st grade. The party would be at a local indoor park, and I'd rent the whole venue. Mrs. Sterling looked smug. Well, I'm glad you finally understand the importance of... Then I handed her the 2nd page. And since you insisted this was your rule to make, I figured you'd want to be the lead organizer. The party is Tuesday at 9 a.m. during school hours. I expect all 72 kids to attend since you said they must all be included. The principal's face went pale. You can't schedule a private party during school time? I smiled. Why not? Mrs. Sterling said if it involves her students, she has authority over it. I'm just following her logic. She made the rule, so surely she'll support pulling 72 kids out of class for 3 hours of social development. Mrs. Sterling started stammering. That's not... You're disrupting their education. Oh, so now you care about disruption? Interesting. Because yesterday you told me your rules apply to my private family life. If you can control what happens at my house, surely I can schedule school-related social events during school time, right? The principal cut in. Mr. Vance, I think there's been a misunderstanding about our policy. No misunderstanding. I have the entire phone call recorded. Mrs. Sterling was very clear that she has authority over social events involving her students regardless of where or when they occur. So, either that's true and this Tuesday party is happening, or it's not true, and she needs to stay out of my family's private business. There was dead silence. Finally, Mrs. Sterling quietly said, the Saturday party is fine. Just the 4 children Leo invited. I gathered up all 72 invitations, smiled, and walked out. She never mentioned the inclusion policy again.